Hey, I'm Becs, this is Tymon, and this is Mowgli, a tiny home we've built on the back of a four-wheel drive truck. Join us for the build and the adventures he takes us on. I'm making chocolate chip cookies. It's not a cooking show, but this is just what I do in the truck. So to the mixture I add, the recipe calls for 1/4 cup, but that's a bit stingy, so I've added 1/3. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about was, no, I don't. It's not things I hate, because we love living on the road. It's so fun, but I just wanted to add a disclaimer that living on the road is awesome, and we love it, and we're so grateful. And I just wanted to pick out a few things that, if you're thinking about living on the road, that you might want to consider. It's not all like sunshine and lollipops. It's very much sunshine and lollipops today. It's pretty amazing. It's sunshine and cookies. So the first thing that I want to talk about that isn't amazing is emptying the toilet. So I'm just putting my cookies in. We have a compost...
Talking about shit and making cookies on camera. Good one, Scoop.
Whatever, you gotta like spoonful of sugar.
Chocolate chip cookies.
So we have a composting toilet. Is it Nature's Head composting toilet?
Yep.
So what it does is it
separates the chocolate chips from the cookie dough.
It separates the number ones from the number twos. I've eaten so much cookie dough that there's only enough for probably 5 cookies. Whoops. So it separates number ones from number twos, and my job is to empty the number ones. Oh, number ones. Tymon's is number twos. So what we do is we add a peat core in there, and we mix it up, and we have to get rid of it. It's not super nice. It's not that bad, but it's not as easy as flushing the toilet. So that is one downside. I think the composting toilet would be really awesome if you had like a big block of land and you could just, you had a dump point and you could just put it there. We can't use the dump points at the caravan parks. Just because the composting toilet doesn't, the matter doesn't fit down, so we have to come up with other ways. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to eat on camera, so I'm stopping eating on camera. Sorry to take you from chocolate chip cookies to talking about the toilet, but this is how we empty our toilet. This is our little toilet.
Becs, move it. Becs, move it.
Tymon just unscrews it, takes out the bottom unit. We separate the number ones and number twos and empty them respectively. It's not a fun job, but we don't have to do it that often. It composts down. The second thing is the dust. It's a tiny home, tiny space, and it just accumulates dust. Someone asked if it accumulates dust while we're driving, and it doesn't seem to. It's just the dust of living in the home. So we just have to clean quite regularly. We've got a little vacuum cleaner that I'll show you, and we vacuum and sweep out quite regularly. Otherwise it gets quite gross. Also my hair gets everywhere. Tymon hates it. We just have this thing here. It's just a Ryobi. It's got a rechargeable battery, and that sucks up all the little bits. So you like stuff just gets everywhere. Mostly in the kitchen, really. The third thing that I find really challenging, I have Crohn's disease, so I have to get regular medications. I don't want to talk about Crohn's disease now, that's really boring, but if anyone wants to talk about that kind of stuff, I'm more than happy to talk about it. Just private message me. But yeah, I have to get prescriptions sent, and I don't know why in the 21st century we have to get prescriptions faxed and then posted out snail mail. So when I'm on the road and I'm in the middle of nowhere, it's a pain in the butt getting scripts. So I just have to be really, really onto it and plan ahead, just stay on top of it really. The third thing that is, I guess, a little bit of a challenge living on the road is our gas bottles. So we've got two 8.5 kg gas bottles. Tymon welded up a little bracket, so we have to get it out of storage. We store a spare one in here and swap them over, fill it up. Like, it's not that bad. I don't even know why I'm complaining about it. It's not that bad, but it just always seems to run out at a bad time. Guaranteed they will run out while we're in the middle of something. Of course, you're not going to run out of gas while you're not using it, but it's probably in the last like 1 minute of cooking a meal. You've just got a little bit to go and the gas will run out. Speaking of which, I'm going to put my cookies in the oven. Hey Google, set a timer for 12 minutes. I'll put the recipe in the notes. They're really delicious. The fifth thing is that living on the road, we can't be as sustainable as we would like to be. We try to be onto it with how we live our lives. We try and have a smaller footprint as we can, but living in a house truck that's always driving and running another ute, I guess we use diesel. We can't compost our food waste. It would be awesome, and this is something that I would love to see, is if caravan parks had a place where you could compost, where you could just chuck your compost. That'd be so handy. So getting rid of food waste. Oh, my cookies! They need another 2 minutes. Yeah, so we try and be sustainable in other ways. So we recycle as much as we can. We try and use a small amount of plastic as we can. We go to Whole Foods stores and stock up while we're there, and we refill our bottles, and we try and use like organic dishwashing liquids and soaps and things, so that anything that goes out the drain isn't bad stuff. What else do we do that we try and be sustainable? So we recycle all of our plastic bags. So we have decided to offset our carbon emissions by donating to sea trees. They plant mangroves in places like Indonesia, which is... Oh, the cookies are ready. Cookies are coming out. Look at them!
Yeah.
They're really good cookies. I love this recipe. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, we donate to sea trees, and that's just a little way that we can feel better about driving all around the country, and yeah, we can help out in some way. Yeah, that's about it. There are a few things that I thought would be a problem that aren't really. I thought it would be tricky to get our post, but we get our mail delivered to the post offices in the towns where we have our weeks off. So we've got parcel collect numbers with Australia Post, and we just plan ahead. So we know where we're going to be, and order everything online a couple of weeks out, and so it's all waiting for us when we get there. I thought laundry would be an issue, but that's really easy. We just go to laundromats or caravan parks. All have got laundries. That's super easy. I thought my clothes would be an issue, not having enough clothes, because it's a small space and I had to get rid of a heap of my clothes. But it's actually been a really good thing. So it just makes you really mindful about what clothes you bring. So I buy clothes that are really good quality and long lasting, and if I buy something, it's to replace something. So I can't just buy a new pair of jeans without getting rid of an old pair of jeans that are worn out and had it. So yeah, we just are a little bit more careful with what we buy and what we purchase, and that's the same for all of the stuff in the house. I want to buy an air fryer, but there's just no room for it, so we don't buy one, and we don't need one, we just make do. So yeah, that's it. Those were my little gripes, I guess, or little downsides to living on the road, but it's awesome. I guess the other downside is being away from family and friends. I just have to stay in contact with them as best I can, and send them cookies. Try and get them to come show them cookies so that they come on the road. Want some cookies?
Yeah. And I guess the sick thing, if we're going to throw in a bonus one, is that there just aren't enough cookies. You know, you get 2, you want 4. You get 4, you want 8. You know, it's a hard life. Where are you going, paper boy? Riding your bike today. Not a care in the world, throwing your paper through people's screen doors.